Hey, good morning. It's 9/11. It is Hockey Week here on Minnesota Live. Our state, of course, home to tens of thousands of youth hockey players.
Players and coaches and refs and, of course, hockey parents. They spend hours each season in hockey arenas. And the history of ice hockey rinks, did you know, dates back to the 1890s? One arena that has been open since 1949 is in Roseau. And Todd Peterson is joining us via Zoom this morning to talk a little bit more about the Roseau Memorial Arena. Todd, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. Tell us a little bit about the arena there. I mean, the history of it dating back to the 40s is really fun to catch up on.
Yeah, it's truly a magnificent facility. It was an amazing feat of engineering for the community, given it was almost entirely funded by donations and built by the community. There was no professionals that were brought in really to build it. It was actually the second arena in Roseau. The first one you'll see up in the corner there was built in 1925, and that got blown down in a windstorm. So the community came together and said, we need a bigger and better arena. So they built what is currently the Memorial Arena, which is celebrating its 75th year this year. A beautiful facility and virtually unchanged today from when it was built in 49, other than there's been a lot of additions to it to make it better. But the inside of the arena basically would be the same today as you would have witnessed if you'd come seen a game in 1949.
So we had this on the news, I think it was back in November, when the arena was given National Register of Historic Places status. What was involved in that, and why did you guys decide to seek that?
Well, it was interesting. We've always known that Memorial's been historic. It's one of the few arenas that date back to the origins of hockey in Minnesota. And we were looking for funding to try and keep it preserved. And one of the things we looked at was, a historic designation to help us get funding through historic grants. And as we got involved in that, I learned a lot about hockey in Roseau and hockey in general in the state, and how much of this arena and the people from Roseau have influenced hockey all across the state. There have been people who've gone from Roseau on to build programs all across the state. And it's the birthplace of hockey. And so getting it on the National Register just made sense to preserve that history and to let the world know, how hockey started in Minnesota and kind of in the U.S.
Structurally wise, looking at the arena, you can tell that it's unique with the wood. I don't even know what you would call them, supports, arches. Yeah, it really is stunning. What else do you think makes this arena different or unique or special?
Well, when it was built, it was one of only 13 indoor arenas in the state of Minnesota. So this was unique to have such a large and prominent facility for hockey at the time. And again, in a community of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
There are larger communities in the Twin Cities. I think at the time in the Twin Cities, there maybe were 2 indoor arenas at the time. And Roseau had this beautiful, magnificent facility, as did a lot of the northern Minnesota towns. They were quite common in northern Minnesota, less so in the Twin Cities. As well, again, hockey came out of Canada and kind of came through northwest Minnesota and spread across the state. So this is kind of the birthplace of where hockey started. And again, I just can't imagine that back in the 1940s, the community coming together and actually building this facility. It wasn't led by the city or anything at that time. It was all volunteers. There were volunteers who came every day to build the arena, to erect it and put it up. And then again, the donations came from everywhere because there were leaders in the community who said that Roseau is a hockey community and this has to be a prominent facility in our community. It's probably the largest facility in the community and has been for a long time.
So who are some of the skaters who've come out of that arena over the years, names that people might recognize?
Well, there's so many. Clearly the Broughtons are probably the most famous, Aaron, Neil, and Paul. Dustin Byfuglien is another one that would be more current that people might know. But some of the early ones were amazing too. Rube Bjorkman, who was called the Masked Marvel, he was on one of the first state tournament teams, went on to coach at the University of North Dakota. Some other great ones, Don Ross and some of those of the early times. They're less well known. They were Olympians, but at the time, there were so few NHL teams that most of these hockey players didn't even go on to play in the NHL, even though they were great hockey players. And some of those you just don't hear about, but it's amazing when you look up on the wall and you see some of the accomplishments and the Olympians that we've had here, the NHL players, the Division I hockey players. There's so many, and great coaches that have gone on to coach in the college ranks and even professionally.
So you mentioned some names. Let's talk about a name, Samantha, your daughter. She's a hockey player, and she was a hockey player. Tell us about the award that she got last year.
So their team was very fortunate that they had a great run and quite an upset in the section championship game, and they were able to go to the state tournament last year and create some great memories. And as a senior, she was really glad to have that opportunity to get to the state tournament. There's a lot of great memories for her. And her coach and the Herb Brooks Foundation honored her with the Herb Brooks Award. So we were very proud of her and very grateful to them for that honor.
Well, that's a big congratulations to all you, because I know that the kid works hard and the parents work hard too. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into that. Hey, can you tell us a little bit before we go about the ice? It's not ice, traditional ice that you would think of. It's referred to as artificial ice in the arena. Explain how that works.
So originally, Memorial Arena was a natural ice arena, so you just had to be cold enough and then they would flood it. But in the 1960s, because it was so erratic as to when the season could start and everything, artificial ice was put in. And so what artificial ice is, basically you put in a cement floor with piping underneath it, and then you run a refrigerant under the floor through basically a commercial refrigeration plant. And then that allows the floor to stay cold enough that then when you lay water on it, you create artificial ice.
Oh, okay. And someone in our newsroom was talking about something called synthetic ice, which isn't even ice at all that people are playing.
No, I think that's plastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a plastic version. But artificial ice is actual ice. It's just done in artificial means as opposed to being cold enough just from air temperature.
Nice. All right. Well, Todd, thank you. This was really fun to learn about the arena. We appreciate your time this morning.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Todd. We'll put more information to the arena. And hey, if you want to visit Roseville, they got all kinds of winter activities going on up there.
And hockey.
And hockey.
So much hockey knowledge.
There you